Ragnarok never looked so good. Hello, and welcome to another edition of ChadWSmith.com. I'm your host, Chad W. Smith, and I've got something to say, and I would like to say hello from inside of my ThoughtWave proof, disaster proof bunker. That's right, I've built a bunker for myself made entirely out of aluminum foil because I just saw 2012 and I want to be prepared. And I don't trust the government to get me there. If you want to see things get blown up, you can't miss this movie. Every disaster movie has those sequences where the landmarks around the world get blown up, but none of them as well as 2012. The scene with the aircraft carrier and the White House is the best landmark destroying moment in movie history. Nothing compares. Seeing an aircraft carrier get thrown at the White House. That's it. Although I do question what it would look like if there was a super volcano to explode in Yellowstone. It seems like they took multiple mushroom clouds from nuclear bombs and kind of stacked them on top of each other and then added the ring of explosion from the Death Star sequence over and over again on top of that mushroom cloud. I don't know that it would look anything like that. This movie builds and builds and builds more explosions, more explosions, more explosions, and then doesn't go anywhere. It's like the last half hour, maybe even the last hour, is just the writers trying to figure out where do we go from here. We've got the best special effects in movie history, but the story goes nowhere. I don't want to spoil it, but there's this Poseidon Adventure Titanic sequence at the end, and it doesn't even make sense. They say, oh, it's a suicide mission, there's not enough air. There's plenty of air. It's this 10-year-old kid. It has no problem surviving this suicide mission. Why in the world would you call it a suicide mission? It makes no sense at all. Woody Harrelson was awesome in this movie. He was awesome in Zombieland, and he's awesome in this movie. It's just the Woody Harrelson character makes this movie to me. I love the Woody Harrelson character. It's like they were trying to make two movies: a big budget action movie about the end of the world and drama about how people would deal with that situation. They nailed the first movie, but the interpersonal relationships weren't that great. There were some emotional moments that I thought were powerful, but there were others that just didn't even make sense on a human emotional level. The action sequences were incredible. The special effects were top notch. There's no comparison. There's no movie that's ever been made that's as good as this movie is, showing things blow up. But at the end of the movie, it slows down so much. I'd almost say if you're there only for action, you can leave pretty much after they get to China. When they get to China and they do the whole sequence with the plane and the cars, you can go home. Because after that, it's just a half hour of boring.